Hi everyone, so I ran out of space on my computer for a second. I had to delete some videos, but I'm really trying to express like the magnitude of this reflection essentially. For the first time, I woke up this morning, and I think I was also thinking about it last night, and I was just like, I don't feel trapped in this prison in my mind. Like, if I could really take this in, like, I was just thinking, I feel like my life would change if I could really, really take in that the enemy's words hold no weight or power. That means when he's trying to feed anxiety into your mind, or self doubt, or second guessing, or fear, or trying to make things feel hopeless, that I don't have to follow those words, that I can know that they hold no weight or power. I really feel like one of the big ways the enemy tries to work is in the different things we go through in this life. Just all the anxieties, all the fears, all the overwhelm, all the hopelessness and despair that he tries to make us feel from a mental and emotional place. I feel like it's one of the big ways he works, and I feel like one way he works is he tries to make us feel like those words, those lies, those thoughts he tries to plant in our minds hold weight, hold power. And I'm just imagining how different life would be if I started taking those critical and those negative thoughts that come into my mind and I just automatically started going, that's just the enemy. That even when I'm struggling with obstacles, even when I'm struggling with different things in my life, that even in those moments, I would not be discouraged, but I could be like, that's just the enemy. That the words that he's trying to speak to me, that the fear he's trying to make me feel, the anxiety he's trying to make me feel, how he's trying to make me feel like I can't do something, that I should just give up, that I should just throw in the towel, that I would just recognize it as the enemy. It's just the enemy. And what does Jesus say? Jesus says Satan is the father of lies. He's a liar. So any word that he tries to speak to you, make you feel is that's critical or negative, it's a lie. Which means it's not the truth, which means it's not the reality of your situation, it's not who you are. But the enemy wants to make you feel like that is the truth. He wants to make you feel like that is who you are. He wants to make you feel like that is the reality of your situation and circumstance. And then if he can try to get you into a place of hopelessness, into a place of despair, into a place of fear, into a place of overwhelm, into a place of anxiety, then he can try to steal your peace. He can try to make you feel like just horrible enough. Try to make you feel super anxious, super afraid. I want you to take in, as I'm taking in myself, that those words that he tries to speak, those thoughts that come that are negative, that are critical, that They hold no weight. They hold no power. We question them. We feel like they are true. Or we get fearful when things happen, and then there's confusion that comes when we feel like God has showed us one thing, but then people around you may be telling you the opposite. But the enemy is trying to feed fear into you. I'm just sitting and reflecting on this. I can't stop thinking about it. But I'm just like, how different would life be if when the enemy tries to use those tactics, that we said, no, right? If we didn't identify with those thoughts that came into our mind, that just because we feel a certain way or something feels intense doesn't mean that is who you are. I will say it again. Just because something feels intense or very strong, and even if that feeling doesn't go away, that doesn't mean that's who you are. But the enemy wants to make you feel. So if you feel like you are a burden, it's more. The enemy wants to make you feel like you are a burden, but that's not the actual reality of your situation. That's not the reality of who you are. But I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. He wants to try to make you feel like because you feel something so strongly or intensely, that is the truth, or that is who you are. But I want you to understand that that is not the reality of this situation. That is not the truth of who you are. I want you to take that in. I want you to think that when those thoughts come that are negative and critical, that they're not your own, that's not how you really feel about yourself. That we reject them. That you would know that they're not from God. That we would know that those words hold no weight or power. Though the enemy tries to make you feel like they do, they hold no weight or power. We don't have to identify them. We don't have to attach to them, question them. But what if when those thoughts come up, we saw that as such, that they hold no power, they hold no weight, because our God, He holds the victory. His truth is what stands firm and unchanging. I want to encourage you right now that, as I'm trying to do with myself, that when these different thoughts start coming up that are negative and critical, I want you to just hold on to that truth. That the enemy's words, his lies, they hold no weight or power. that we don't have to take them seriously, that we can respond in that way, learn how to respond in that way when those thoughts come, that it's just the enemy. Because it's just the enemy. We know that's not the actual truth, that's not the actual reality. And we know that those words mean nothing, that he tries to deceive us with, and about ourselves. They hold no weight or power. And I hope you understand what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to explain, because I think it's just, I can't stop reflecting on it. Even in those times where things feel very intense, very strong, his words hold no weight or power. That we can live in God's truth, that we can stand firm on it. I want you to know that even in those circumstances and situations, even when we don't feel them change, even when we don't see things shift, even when we don't see things getting better, even when we are dealing with obstacles or have been for a long time, I want us to hold on to that, whatever he's doing in that moment, whatever lies he's whispering, whatever he's trying to make us feel, that even when we are struggling, even when things are weighing heavy, even when things feel so intense and so strong emotionally or mentally, and we feel like nothing can make us stop feeling that way, nothing can take away our sadness in the moment, or that heavy weight of emotion, or the thoughts running through our mind, or how strong they feel, that we can be reminded that his words hold no weight or power, and that we can stand on. So I really hope this video can help any of you. I really want to start seeing all those thoughts, all those experiences in my life as such, that when those things come up, anything that's negative, anything that's critical, things that bring fear, things that bring anxiety, overwhelm, etc., that his words, his lies, the things he tries to make me feel, the way he tries to make me fall into a place of hopelessness and despair, that his words hold no weight or power. That just because he tries to say something doesn't, that is the truth, and doesn't mean that that is the reality. So yeah, I'm just reflecting on that, and I just, like I said, I think the hardest thing is when certain feelings or thoughts feel so strong and intense, when the enemy is trying to attack. But I think that if we can just not only be reminded in those moments that his words hold no weight or power, but live from that place. Live from that place. That we would see the tactics of the enemy. That we would stop accepting negative or critical thoughts that, just make us feel bad. that we say no to the enemy. We reject that. That when circumstances feel overwhelmed, or that we're dealing with obstacles in our circumstances, where things feel so heavy and intense, and those times where you feel like you can't necessarily get out of that, that we'd still know, even in those times, that the enemy's words hold no weight or power. We know that we have authority. With that, his words hold no weight or power. I keep repeating it just because I've had to do that to really take in and reflect all of this realization that the Lord led me to. But I hope we can stand on that. I really hope that this video can help you. And I thank you guys so much for watching. And I hope you guys are doing well. God bless you.